Hello, welcome to the morning news. Our top story today takes us to Baltimore, where the relative calm after days of uprising was shaken Monday when local media reported that police had shot another black man. And in fact, in a Reuters photo, police could be seen struggling to load a handcuffed man onto an ambulance. Police later explained that this had been a precautionary measure, but gave no details. They denied that the man had been shot, saying his gun went off accidentally while officers were arresting him and that no one was injured. The incident drew a crowd of about 100 protesters. Fox News apologized for inaccurately reporting on the incident. Following a week of racially charged protests in Baltimore, U.S. President Barack Obama said that the residual effects of racism have built up over time and created inequality. Obama recognized the effects of slavery. Jim Crow laws and discrimination in American history have left minority communities at a disadvantage, he said, as well as credited the minority sense of frustration about their lives and opportunities for the intensity of recent protests around the country.
You all know the numbers. By almost every measure, the life chances of the average young man of color is worse than his peers.
During an interview on The Late Show with David Letterman, President Obama went on to say that the government has ignored problems related to African American minorities till violent actions like those in Baltimore happen.
Swap stories. I want to say something. I was thinking you and me, we could play some dominoes together. Dominoes. You know? All right. We can, go to the. I was thinking you and me.
And now to Venezuela, where the Cuban Five are on tour. They were honored in the Venezuelan capital on Monday. The group was hailed as heroes in Caracas for infiltrating right-wing exile groups that plotted against Cuba. They were also praised for enduring prison terms of up to 16 in the U.S. The final three of the Cuban Five have returned home on December the 17th.
Fernando, Ramos, Antonio, Gerardo, and Reine. Those moments were not in vain. You were and are the flag of the fight and the dignity of our nations. That patience, tensity, consistency, that irreducible character. How many offers you must have had to betray your nation? Turn on the fortune and respect and dignity of the Cuban people, which matches the respect and the dignity of the Venezuelan people.
To Mexico now, where at least 5 states have been the scene of chaos and violence by drug cartels in the past few weeks. The worst disturbances have been carried out by the new generation Jalisco cartel. Their actions have pushed the federal government to call an all-out war against them. The powerful drug group downed a helicopter and clashed with security forces. At least 15 soldiers, police, and other officials died in the attacks. In April, they ambushed a police convoy, killing 15 federal agents. And we continue in Mexico. At least 35 people were injured when 2 subway trains crashed on Line 5 near Mexico City's International Airport. Officials reported that as one train sat in Oceania Station, another train crashed into it from behind. As the tragedy continues to unfold in Nepal after the country was hit by the worst earthquake in 8 decades, a 7.4 earthquake hit Papua New Guinea on Monday. The tremor did not cause victims nor serious damages, but did set off tsunami alerts that were later lifted. And we go on. In the meantime, the death toll continues to rise in Nepal. It now stands at over 7,500. Over 14,000 people are reported injured, while UNICEF reveals that millions of children have been seriously affected.
Closed and many people were outside. I think just the timing of the earthquake made it that we didn't have an enormous double or triple amount of casualties. Children, 1.7 million, they lost their houses, they lost their schools, they lost their primary healthcare centers, they lost family members. So it's a huge impact in an already very poor country.
The 5 for 15 continues in the United States. McDonald's employees have been protesting because they are fed up with the low wages that drive them to rely on public assistance, while company owners and top executives just get richer. The protest group campaigning for $15 hourly minimum wage and workers' rights have announced the largest ever protest for May the 21st, or the 21st, at the company's headquarters in Chicago. We head to Israel. This country's armed force inflicted massive and unprecedented harm to Palestinian civilians in the 2014 Gaza war with indiscriminate fire and lax rules of engagement, killing over 1,500 civilians. The 237-page report by the Israeli advocacy group Breaking the Silence described how Israel forces left swathes of devastation after they invaded Gaza last July.
There was something called an artillery softening, which basically meant that the artillery corps fired thousands of shells into densely populated neighborhoods as an attempt to prepare those neighborhoods for the entrance of the soldiers.
To Hawaii now, where spectacular volcano activity was captured on camera. A piece of the wall of volcanic crater of Mount Kilauea broke off and splashed into a lava lake on Sunday, causing an explosion as molten rock and ash could be seen flying high into the air. The bubbling lava lake on Kilauea volcano overflowed for the first time in over a century last Wednesday, drawing thousands of spectators eager for a closer at the geological phenomenon. And in sports, there is a further fallout from the so-called fight of the century. The bout between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather did not leave too many people in the Philippines happy with Pacman's performance. And now they may be slightly more disappointed after news that he fought with an injured shoulder. The Nevada Athletic Commission will consider sanctions against him for not reporting this before the fight. A signed first edition copy of the novel 100 Years of Solitude by the late Colombian author Gabriel Garcia Marquez has mysteriously vanished from the Bogotá's International Book Fair in Colombia. Authorities are reviewing security footage to identify the person responsible for extracting the 1967 edition book, which is thought to be worth thousands of dollars.
Corferias and the Colombian Book Chamber regret the incident that has occurred here in the pavilion of Macondo, in the wing of the Library of Macondo, which is being handled by the Colombian Association of Independent Booksellers.
More on these on our website, telesur.tv.net/English. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.